Okay, so this is a gameplay for Jason Part 6, and in this video I'm going to go through some little tricks you can use when you play as Jason in order to thwart those pesky little counsellors. And here's my Jason covered in tomato sauce, or is it blood? Who can tell? So the first thing you want to do always is grab the two throwing knives from inside your shack. Don't know why you wouldn't take them. I mean, they're given to you for free, might as well. And then, I always morph near the phone. If the power box is near the phone, I go there first, turn off the power, just to get the counsellor's fear going up, because when you turn the power off and they're in the dark, their fear goes up more quickly. So that'll be useful. And at the moment I'm just patrolling these houses, collecting the knives. As you can see, there's a knife that I'm going to collect. Just looking around for those little sound blips, those white circles coming on the screen. Music's kicking off now. So yeah, there's another knife. And as you can see, I'm now walking over to the telephone. You can see the phone icon on the map there. Obviously, it obviously shows you where it is, as you would expect. And you'll see the phone because there's a fuse box that glows red, as you'll see here. Yes, so I'm going to stick a trap there. Always trap the phone at the start, because if you don't, they can fix the phone very quickly sometimes, and then the game is going to be really short. Plus, if they have like an epic version of My Dad's a Cop perk, they can get the cops in like 3.5 minutes, so you really don't want that happening at the start of the game. That would suck. I'm collecting tons of knives, and I'm part 6, so I already start with like 10 knives. And I think at this point I could hear this counsellors messing up the skill check for pouring the gas in the car. Like, I could hear the sound effect of gas being poured in the car. And I saw a lot of sound blips where the car was, so I knew they were all over there. Now for that one I got really lucky because they took too long to start the car, so I was able to walk around and bash the bonnet. And I get a lucky kill here, and I mean, I've always been a huge admirer of Vanessa, so I just want to show how much I love her work, you know. I think she's a brilliant athlete, so I had to give her a hug there. And the other Vanessa's been abandoned, but you know, once was never good enough. I've got to do it again. You know, this time I'm really showing my appreciation for the hard work that Vanessa puts into everything she does, you know. It's a shame that she's having a nap now, because I've just murdered her. So, okay. So the person driving this car has been careful to start with, which is good, you know, they're taking the time. That's what you want to do when you're a counsellor. Don't drive at top speed, because then it makes it easy for Jason to stop the car. You know, because then if Jason appears, you've got to slam on the brakes, and then it takes longer to back away from Jason. So don't do that. And I can see the car was driving over to the other car for some reason. So rather than let the counsellor see where I am, I stayed in the water, so that when I morph, they won't be able to tell that I've morphed, because they won't see where I am. So what you're going to do to stop a car is you've got to morph like near it, and then you'll see the instant that I spawn in front of the car, I press shift. And yeah, you can stop the car from behind as well. If they reverse into Jason, that stops the car. So yeah, the best way to stop the car, as I say, is if you morph, and then just immediately press shift. Like the instant that you spawn in, just press shift. And you know, I love AJ as well. I also think she's got, you know, an excellent dress sense, so I had to show my liking for that. And I'm going to trap the car because I don't want them getting back in it if I can help it, so, you know, I'm driving it away. So yeah. Now I see Tommy Jarvis over here has a terrible fever, so I go to examine him. And I can see, yeah, he's hot to the touch. You know, really boiling hot though, he's got a nasty fever. So I'm going to have to perform surgery on him to correct this. It's a life-threatening fever, because, you know, that's how serious fevers are. Unfortunately, he dies during the operation, and he actually quits the game, so that's a shame. Yeah. And what I'm going to do here, you'll see, if you look at the bottom right corner, you'll see I've activated stalk. No, I said I didn't want him to get in the car. Well, what I'm doing here is I'm going to let her get in the car, but I'm going to wait till she gets in it and then just shift over there. Although I put a trap there, so she's gone in the trap, but before I can grab her, she quits the game. You know, when you play as Jason in this game, you're going to have to get used to that. There's a lot of salty players on this game. I get salty sometimes, you know. Everyone does it, but, you know, you get a lot of rage quits on this game. A lot of them, so something you have to deal with as Jason. And, you know, I'm just keeping my eye on the car, because I know there's like 3 people left. So I occasionally just look behind me, see if anyone's on there. And that's a shift grab right there. So basically, yeah, you want to watch out for Jenny. That counsellor there, that's Jenny, and she has the quickest time for breaking out of your grab. So I'll watch out for that. But yeah, when you're shift grabbing, what you want to do is shift over to them, or like shift just ahead of them, but don't press 3 to come out of the shift. Right click, or press the grab button, because then it'll come out of the shift and just immediately grab. So that makes it easy to shift grab. And get her again. Now I want to get a different kill because I've only killed people by hugging them to death. So I'm trying to get a different kill, just because I'm bored of using the same kill. And I finally do it here, I think. Which one do I get? Yeah, that one. Cool. And I don't see anyone else around except for that person. I believe she was the last person left anyway. So yeah, let's go get that mofo. I'm gonna shift over there. And I'm failed my shift grab. Throws in firecrackers. This is something counsellors do. If they start running a bit low on stamina, they'll put firecrackers down, which means you can't grab them. But you can still throw knives at them. But try and time your last knife so that it hits when the firecrackers disappear. Because if you don't, they'll just heal, and you'll have to, and then you've got to do it all again. She's moved away from the firecrackers. What the hell? Firecrackers. So I'm gonna shift over to her. Failed my shift grab again. Let's not talk about these grabs and these knife throws. They're abysmal. Let's just pretend they didn't happen. Now, when you get them crippled like this, what you want to do, don't just go for the grab. You want to go in combat stance and hold the block button and slowly walk up to them. Because they're moving slowly as well, just like you, so you're going to catch them anyway. But, if they're carrying a weapon, you can't just grab them. Oh no, there was another person left, sorry, I was wrong about that earlier. So, I'm going to wait for him to get in the car, and then shift over. Shift over there, and I think I just about made that. I think the car was just about to start. And your green and black socks will not save you here, no matter how glorious they are. If you can hear noise in the background, it's my family. Anyway, so I'm going to try and shift grab it and fail again. I'm really bad at these today. But you can't get away for long. And she goes for the flare gun, but I grab her. And I think she gets away again here, because I'm trying to get a different kill. Yeah, shame. And she grabs the flare gun, but she runs into a pole, probably because she's looking at me instead of in front of her. And I kill her. You know. And I don't mean to be heartless, but it's just, it's the nature of the job. I have to kill these people. What do you want me to do? So, where is this last girl? I know that Tiffany's still alive. She ran past Higgins, like she was around Higgins somewhere. So I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna check the 3 little outhouses that are next to Higgins. And I'm just looking behind me. But first of all, make sure there's nobody on that car or around it. No. No one there, so I'm going to shift over to the outhouses and check them all, see if anyone's hiding in there. An important thing to note is in each map there's places we can hide, outhouses, underneath beds, in closets, what this does is it basically prevents Jason from being able to sense you. Like, I've just sensed Tiffany's in that house over there. If she was hiding like under a bed or in a cupboard, I wouldn't have been able to see that. There's also certain perks which reduce the chances of being picked up on Jason's sense, like homebody or low profile. But yeah. But if Jason gets rage, and you'll see at the top left corner there, there's a hockey mask icon. When that turns red, I'll have rage. And then it doesn't matter if they hide somewhere, I can still sense with you. But what you'll see here is, I know Tiffany's in a big house, so what I did is I breached the other cabin first, so it'd be harder for her to get away from me. And with these longer cabins as well, don't focus so much on breaking all the windows, which is something I used to do a lot. What you want to do is just break down both the doors, like both doors, because what tends to happen with these bigger cabins is the counters will just stay there, and then when you walk up to them, they'll just go, like, you know, you'll go after them, and they'll just jump through a window, and then you'll go and shift around. You'll shift around the house to get them, and then they'll just jump back through the window. You know, so to make this harder for them, so they can't just abuse windows all game, I break both doors down, because then it doesn't matter what side of the house what window they go through or what side of the house. I'll always be able to shift around there quickly enough to grab them, because both the doors are gone. Whereas if you only break one, let's say you break the front door, and then they jump through a window at the back of the house, you'd have to shift all the way, like through the front door and all the way around the house, and they'll probably get away. Whereas if you break both the doors, you could just shift your way through the back door and you'll get there faster. So, little tip for you. And these knife throws are fucking horrible. I apologise in advance. I don't know why I'm missing these. Pretty shocking. I think I get one here though. No, I don't. Such a letdown. No. Ah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. I knew I got one somewhere. No, there's a bit of a kerfuffle going on here, as you'll see in a second. She goes for the swing. That definitely should have grabbed her, but for some reason it didn't, and then the second one missed as well. Oh well. But yeah, what you want to do, when they've got a weapon and you've crippled them, so they move really slowly, just go in combat stance, press C on the keyboard, go in combat stance, and then hold the right mouse to block, and just keep hold of it. And then whenever they hit you, they won't be able to stun you, because you're blocking. And it also takes some of the durability off of their weapon, because if they hit you enough times, the weapon will eventually break. And that's the end of that. I shift grabbed her and killed her. So hopefully you learned something from this little gameplay. Yeah, it says killed 7 out of 8. The reason for that is because the Tommy Jarvis quit before I could actually perform a kill on him. So it didn't count as me killing him. So technically I did kill everybody. But Tommy quit before I could actually perform a kill, so shame. GG. Nearly 4,000 points, I'll take that. And that's the end of that video, so hope you learned something from this, like I said. See you later.